Hello and welcome. This is to serve as an overview of how to utilize Flubaroo within your Google Drive account. Flubaroo is an online app that allows you to quickly grade student responses to multiple choice questions. So the first thing we want to do before we even touch Flubaroo is to create an assessment. Once you've logged into your Google Drive, you'll notice on the left-hand side there's a button that says New. Let's click it. Once we select New, we have options to create a new Google Doc, Google Sheets, Google Slides. We want to go to More. Under More, we have the option to create a Google form. So let's go ahead and select that. Once we've selected our form, we want to uncheck Require Lenoir County Public Schools login to view this form. What this does is it makes it open so that students don't have to log in with their email every time they want to view a form. So let's go ahead and call this one Common Sense. Within our Common Sense quiz, let's call it that, let's go ahead and add a few questions. So our first question is, what color is the sky? Now here we have the option to make it a multiple choice questions, a text question, one that has checkboxes, or gives the student the ability to choose from a list. For now, let's just go with multiple choice. Let's go ahead and select our answer choices. So at this point, we have added our first question to our common sense test. Let's go ahead and add one more. At this point, we have added two questions to our test. We do need to add a few more things before we're ready. The next thing we want to add is identifications for our student. So for this, you'll go to Add Item, Text. It's helpful a lot of times to place these questions at the very top. The first question you want to add is student name. The second thing you need to add is a class period. It's helpful to give this as a multiple choice question. So once again, we'll create our multiple choice question and we'll drag it up to under student name. So at this point, we've created a very basic quiz. What we're going to do now is to create a link for the student to view the quiz. For this, you need to select View Live Form. So here is our live form. This is what the student will see, where they can type in their name, class period, and answer any relevant questions. Now, in order to make this accessible on the iPad, one really cool thing to do is to copy and then paste the link into what is called a QR code generator. Any link that you paste in this website URL box will generate a relevant QR code. In this case, we paste our link and our QR code changes. We now have the opportunity to download our QR code so we can print it out so that students can scan it. The next thing we want to do is to go back to our form and go to View Responses. I tell you what, let's go ahead and add a sample response. So we'll put this one in as John Jones in first period, and he thinks the sky is yellow and grass is red. Submit. What this will do, we'll put their response into a spreadsheet. Now with this spreadsheet, we need to go ahead and enable our Flubaroo add-on. So in this case, you might have to go to Get Add-ons and select Flubaroo. If it's not there, you can also search for Flubaroo. You should have the option to download it at this point. The next thing to do is to go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, enable Flubaroo on this sheet. Okay, so Flubaroo has been enabled. The next step is to create a key. So going back to your form, we're going to go ahead and submit another response. We'll call this one key. First period, and it's important that for your key you select the correct answers. So what color is the sky? Blue. What color is the grass? Green. Submit. So once we've submitted our key, let's go back to our spreadsheet. Once we have Flubaroo enabled, we can set it up to grade our assignment. So we go to Add-ons, Flubaroo, Grade Assignment. Now it's going to walk you through a series of steps that will determine how many points you want to assign to each question. So for example, the question, what color is the sky? Our grading option is normal grading, and we want to assign 1 point. Let's say, what color is the grass? Normal grading again, and we can change it to anywhere from 2 to 10 points. It's important that when you have student name, you set this as identifies student, as well as class period. Continue. Now you'll select your key, in this case, the key we just submitted. This is going to be the assignment to which all others are compared. So what's going to happen now is it'll grade our assignment, and it'll create a secondary sheet. So our first one is just the raw sheet with our student submissions. At the bottom, you'll see a tab called Grades. Under the grade assessment, it'll show the student's last name, class period, as well as total points. Now, this is a very limited demonstration because there isn't a full set of data. This is an assignment that I've done for my entire class. So in this case, I've deleted all of the first and last names as well as their email, so there's no personal information available. But this lets me see what each student scored, as well as what each question proficiency was. So this was a vocabulary test. So we can see that the term to give a official approval, right, which is to ratify, 86% of my students were proficient. So as we look through, this is a great way to see if there's maybe 1 or 2 questions that students really struggle with. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you for watching.